So I'm working on some new music now. And I think that it's going to turn out to be something good. I've been slowly working on my music. It takes a long time to really get into the mindset of making that music. Most people don't realize that musicians sit in their head all day and make music. It might not come out onto paper, as I would say, as going straight from your mind to the screen, or however you write, whether you write with guitar or, or you sing in vocals or use a device, use a DAW. It all comes from your mind. You're making music. When I make music, I put my whole being into it, and that wears me out mentally and spiritually. I cannot just write music. I have to experience it. If it doesn't come out that way, it doesn't move me. The reason I write the music the way I do is because I have to get the emotions out that are hiding deep inside of my soul. I can't just write simple music. I can't just say, well, I'm going to sit down and just play some chords on the keyboard. No. It has to be a sample I might come across in an old documentary or whatever, an old movie, TV show, and take that part of the track and make a swell out of it, where you hear this eeriness. You're taking the essence out of what you hear, not outright copying, but making it your own, turning it into an instrument of your own design through sound design. This is the kind of music I write, and I have a new song that I've been working on slowly, and Aileron is kind of like a continuation of the other songs. Years ago it was Implode, and then it was Blue Lights, and then it was Nova. So this one will definitely fit to the rest of them, and they were never really meant to be next to each other. And these are all singles written in between albums for the last, I'd say, 10 or 12 years. So I think that Aileron will eventually see the light. It was my first single since 2019. And lately I did Oracle. Not Oracle, but El Caro, which is Oracle backwards. And that is where I took the original video of Oracle and the original music and repurposed them, restructured them. Part of it's been reverse, part of it's forward, but it created this whole new idea. Sometimes I do that. Songs from the album Opposite End of the Poles, which was my last album in 2019. It had a song on there called Pinholes. And then Constellations was its reverse. So I think there's like the strange, alchemical, elemental properties that come out of these things. I truly believe that when I make the music, I pull from the ether or something. It comes out of this idea that, there's something more than just the music. There's the music between the notes. There's this place that I like to call the cone of silence, and I've only experienced it a few times. And so that may start to come out again as I heal from leaving social media alone. I don't exactly use it anymore except to just joke on my Facebook. I've left Threads alone because it's too hyper-political. And that just isn't good for me either. So I think in time, I'm not going to say when, I'm pretty sure it's going to be this year. The single Aileron will be out there. And I'm still working on my album Thought Patterns and Documentary Form. I'm sorry, not Thought Patterns and Documentary Form. The scheme of things, further into the stratosphere, it's a continuation of The Scheme of Things 2016. It is a follow-up to it, where the man who was shell-shocked in the original album from the war of being a bomber pilot who dropped the bombs on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he is dealing with his shell shock. And that's what all those songs were in the beginning album. I realized that later on. But it was also a reflection of my own trouble when I lost my father. So I could relate to him. I could relate to the character in the first album. Now I'm living his life through the loss. And I can relate to the story much better that way. So the first album it started with, Tunnels, and then it went to Oracle, and then it went down from there into songs like U-235 and A-Test and all those. That was him in the military as a story, going through the motions, and later on, Parachutes was reliving kindergarten and watching the parachutes go up into the air and come back down over them as children, because we used to play that when I was in kindergarten. They had a huge parachute, and it was made of silk, and it was a real parachute. And they would, all these kids would gather around in a circle, and we would all throw the parachute up in the air, just like in my song. That's exactly what I say in my song. And we watch it come back down over us, and it was an epiphany. It's one of the epiphanies of my life. So I try to encapsulate that in my music. I live off my memories since I was 6 years old. I remember many things, even up to 5. One thing from 5 years old. The memories I create or from my past come into my songs. Not to mention all the influences from the past. All the way up to the 70s. I have influences of 70s pop music, and it's just so much to the down-tempo side and the industrial, EBM. It just becomes something. So this next album after Aileron single is going to start really ramping up better, because my mind's going to be clear as I'm dealing with the loss and the grief that's going away from all the years of it. So I'm looking forward to the future in that, and I hope you keep up with my channel, and I'm sure I'll have some more stuff to talk about soon. Thank you.